I bought this game on a rainy day while driving in between op shops and pawn stores. At one point I was cut off by a van, and then at another point there was a little old lady driving down the wrong side of the highway. My side of the highway. Suffice to say, it wasn't a great day as far as driving is concerned, which is why I bought that game. Crappy story I know, but it all leads to today where I present to you The Simpsons Road Rage. Released on the PS2 by Fox Interactive and EA in 2001. Content ID is going to pick up on this video for sure, but I don't care. Fudge the man in his gold-plated limousine. It follows the story of Mr. Burns buying out all the bus services in Springfield, turning them radioactive, which was making our favourite characters sick.
Behold the Burns Atomic Megabus. Faster, cheaper, and completely safe.
Please kill me. That poor man. I hope someone does kill him.
It's up to the townspeople to then start up their own taxi service to earn enough money to buy back the bus system, or something like that. The game isn't as story focused as other Simpsons games, such as Hit and Run. The game reminds me of that service Uber, in a way. I know public buses aren't radioactive yet, but sometimes you gotta wonder if they are, like, every time you smell the inside of one. If the game reminds you of Crazy Taxi, then you're on the right track to understanding what sort of game this is. This game is so like Crazy Taxi, in fact, that Sega actually sued Fox Entertainment, EA, and Radical Entertainment, who developed the GameCube version, for patent infringement in 2003. I don't blame them really, this game rips it off quite blatantly. The reason I have a review for you today though is because ultimately, the case was settled out of court for who knows how much. I'd like to think for a burrito and a hug, but it was more probably like 3 burritos and one of those awesome pens that can write in like 4 different colours. They're cool. That's the main mode, which I'll break down in a bit, but there's also a story mode where you complete 10 missions to unlock the different cars, characters, and starting locations. The gameplay for those missions is based around trial and error. You'll have to do a mission several times in order to figure out how to complete the objective in the time limit. This is sometimes a very specific route, such as Barney's mission. In that mission you have to knock down an amount of mascots in the Plow King, which can only be achieved by figuring out what the route is. I find this to be extremely cheap and not fun at all. There are only about 10 short missions in the first place, which are all extended by the fact you have to figure out what the hell to do. It's way too easy otherwise. Sometimes you even get lucky with the route and just do it the first time. This results in many disappointed shrugs. The main mode absolutely mirrors Crazy Taxi. You choose a car, a character, a starting location, and off you go, collecting and delivering as many Simpsons characters as you can in the time limit. The only thing that's missing is the offspring, which really wouldn't have bothered me if they copied that into the game as well. There are a few things to keep the game varied as you play. One is Mr. Burns' buses, which will run you off the road if they can, as well as random modes activating to earn extra points. These include not hitting any other cars, or destroying as much public property as you can. Not necessary, but not unwelcome either. The handling of the vehicles is quite subpar. They're super sensitive, which I guess was deliberate so you can weave in and out of traffic like a maniac, but the problem is that it's too sensitive. You'll be bouncing off walls, cars, and other obstacles like it's going out of fashion. Since it is a driving game and all, this is a serious issue. It's the backbone of the entire game. The loading times are ridiculous. There are a few times I've considered recording the loading times for a review previously, but this game tipped me over the edge. Most recordings were just under 40 seconds, which is terrible since most missions go for between 30 to 60 seconds. If you're restarting constantly, 40 seconds is a long time to wait in between plays. The graphics are clear and concise, but it's a bit plain nonetheless. I understand it's based off a cartoon, but the cell shading could have been done a lot better. These graphics are bland and uninteresting, but it's cool driving around Springfield nonetheless, although it's much better in Hit and Run. I found no issues with the frame rate dropping, which is cool since these maps are huge and chock-a-block full of moving and destructible objects. It does explain the horrendous loading times to an extent too, but comparing them to similar games from the same time period, they could have been way quicker. The one big plus in this game is the writing. There are some recordings from the show, but a lot were created solely for this game. The original voice actors do lend their talent, which is a relief, because I can't imagine there'd be anything worse than a faked Homer Simpson impression. See? My voice is too Australian or something. While there are plenty of sound bites, they do get repetitive after a while. Can't be helped I guess. No matter how many you record, if you play long enough, they're going to get repetitive. They are funny though, so they do generate some entertainment before boredom sets in.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
Take me to the retirement castle, please. I need a cadaver to practice on.
Sit down and shut up.
Simply, if you're a Simpsons fan, then yes. Crazy Taxi fan, then no. No. If you're a fan of both like me, then you'll be torn apart like a heartbroken soul. Having said that though, the fact that it's a Simpsons game does not feel like a cash-in or a wasted opportunity. Sure, the gameplay isn't that great, but the license is used quite well. Simpsons fans will get a kick out of this for sure. At least, for a little while anyway. There are plenty of references to look out for, and the dialogue is very funny. Also, this game can be picked up for under $5 on the PlayStation 2, so maybe the money will be worth it to you. If it weren't a Simpsons game though, it would just be another weak Crazy Taxi clone, and Sega would have to sue someone else. Keep that in mind before you buy this. It's a lot better if you're a fan of the TV show. If you didn't totally despise this video, then may I please recommend that you subscribe to this channel. There is a new video every week just like this one, all free. I also have a blog that's been running for over 3 years now that's solely about this hobby and all the adventures I get up to within it. Check that out there. Lastly, and I'll stop plugging myself in a second I promise, there is also a Facebook page which relates to updates to this channel and the blog in general. All the updates will be there directly in your feed. I recommend you get in on that. As always though, thanks for watching and I'll catch you next time.